Hi. We are combining Van Gogh's Two Rats with Drawfee's Two Rats. Mostly because whenever Drawfee says two rats, I immediately think of the Van Gogh painting from 1884 because I was introduced to it first. So this is more of a piece for my own satisfaction because I'm constantly confused whenever they mention I got like a 5 second lag before I realize they're talking about their two rats. So we're taking like the pose and the setting from Van Gogh's and just stylizing the rats in terms of fashion and coloration closer to Drawfee's. They're sharing their meal. I guess maybe the meal happens after they've listened to the guitar rats performance, and this is like the way of getting along. During it, I use a bit of color jitter on the brushes just to feel a bit closer to natural painting, and also that way it just would feel like less work to me because I wanted to do this pretty quickly. The process was about an hour 15, hour 20 because I'm not super familiar with the clip studio. I'm not really super familiar with digital in general. So I just wanted to make it as comfortable for myself as possible because I feel like doing digital was enough of getting outside my comfort zone. The little bit of like notes, like this doesn't look exactly like the Van Goghs that are famous because it's from like 1884, and most of the like iconic Van Goghs were from 1889 and 1890 era. So this is like less vibrant in color scheme initially, but hey, I still think that it's a iconic painting because when I think Two Rats, I think Van Gogh. I will say that I had been an issue when I was doing the guitar rat. When I was coloring, I got very annoyed before I started doing shading because I kept feeling like the color jitter and the brush size I was using was making it look too much like brown bear, what do you see? And eventually I just kind of accept that that is what it's going to be. But I think with shading it looks less brown bear, if you are familiar with that children's book. And I do use the same brush throughout the whole thing, mostly because I was lazy and didn't feel like testing out other brushes and other things. So I did remove the girl rat's shoes from the design because I couldn't really think of how to make the shoe work with the rat pose with traditional rat feet, because in Drawfee Two Rats, the rat feet are sized down a bit more than they are in nature. And with the kind of like ham hock position of the Van Gogh Two Rats, I like hind leg. I couldn't think of how to put a high heel shoe on that. So in this Two Rat AU, the shoes are off. It is mealtime. You gotta relax and chill a bit. Did keep the jacket, skirt, and scarf though for the lady rat. And just kind of doing minimal shading, figuring that the initial Van Gogh is kind of fairly dark just from like age and time and color palette choices. I think I was able to separate the two rats' heads well enough with the shading. With two rats of similar head and like they're being like lab rat white rats in the Drawfee version makes it kind of closer to bread because I did brighten it overall compared to Van Gogh as opposed to making it all dark. Mostly just for the sake of my own eyes in terms of squinting. The guitar, I know I should have looked up reference. I was very lazy and I was thinking I could draw a angle guitar. I really should have looked up reference, but I think it turned out recognizable as a guitar, and that's the only goal. The purse I did change to red just so it's easier to see on the ground, and then it matches her scarf and accessories. So this is my Two Rats. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a tolerable time listening to me talk. Let me know if there are other old paintings that you think I should redo with some modern elements. Bye!